From killing multiple other Ricks to literally blowing up entire universes, Rick C-137 has racked up kind of a crazy kill count, bluntly, over the 8 seasons of the show. So in this video, I'm gonna cover every single person Rick Sanchez killed, starting with Morty's school bully. When Rick goes to Morty's school to grab him for an adventure, he finds Morty being bullied by Frank Palicki.
Telling me how to bully now? Big mistake, Morty. Now I'm gonna cut you, because my family's rich.
Rick fixed the problem, so to speak, by simply zapping Frank with his freeze ray gun, turning him into a delicate statue that could, you know...
Hi, Frank.
...easily shatter and break. Which is exactly what happens when Summer comes up to him, trying to start something. I guess Rick didn't really think this one through, as usual. This was the first of many people he's killed, and it was a pretty avoidable death.
These seeds aren't gonna get through customs unless they're in someone's rectum, Morty. They'll fall right out of mine. I've done this too many times, Morty.
While on the adventure, the two steal some special seeds.
It's a new machine. It detects stuff all the way up your butt.
Run, Morty!
Security guards chase them and Rick ends up offing 2 aliens. That puts our kill count to 3, which is still pretty tame compared to what he did to the Zigerians. Zigerians, which are loosely based on Nigerian scammers, were after Rick's recipe for dark matter and put him and Morty in a simulation. Rick doesn't think much of these guys.
They won't monitor us in here.
Monitor us? Who?
Zigerian scammers, Morty. The galaxy's most ambitious, least successful con artists.
Getting out of the simulation turns out to be significantly tougher than Rick expected. So he tricked them by giving Morty a fake recipe for dark matter, and of course they were listening in.
How dumb are you? You're inside a simulation of a simulation inside another giant simulation. We never had the recipe for concentrated dark matter, but we do now.
His plan works and the Zigerians believe they have won. That is until they test it out.
The final ingredient?
Not surprising, Rick wasn't going to let some incompetent scammers get the better of him. His fake dark matter recipe made a huge explosion, destroying their ship, which had at least 50 of them on board.
What happened back there?
Why don't you ask the smartest people in the universe, Jerry? Oh yeah, you can't. They blew up.
I totally get it, they were so annoying. Just like the Meeseeks. Rick gives his family a Meeseeks box to help them get their stuff done. It's a box with a button you press to summon a Meeseeks, and the Meeseeks will only exist as long as it takes to do its given job. Then it vanishes. Rick summons a Meeseeks as a demonstration, telling it to open a jar.
Yes, sirree!
The Meeseeks fulfills the request,
All done!
Wow.
and then it stops existing.
After which it vanishes, because, you know, that was the whole purpose of its life. Still, to me, counts as a kill. While the Smith family was enjoying the Meeseeks box, Rick was out on a whole other adventure with Morty.
Rick, this is a fantasy-type world with creatures and all sorts of fantasy things. We're going on a quest, okay?
Can't wait.
They went to an old-timey fairy tale land. Here, Morty runs into a weird gentleman in the bathroom.
How are you today? I'm Mr. Jellybean.
Hi, Mr. Jellybean. I'm Morty.
Who seems friendly at first, but then tries to assault him.
Go with the flow.
Yeah.
Morty, despite being traumatized, beats him up pretty bad and slams the toilet seat over his head multiple times. He doesn't die though. We later see him sitting on his throne with his crown and busted face.
We would like to introduce you to our beloved king so that he may thank you personally.
No, it's cool. Rick, portal, hurry.
Rick shoots him before heading home. One less creep in the multiverse. I'm totally with you on this one, Rick. He was defending his grandkid, just like when he killed the Gazorpians. In this episode, Rick travels to Gazorpazorp to find a suitable parent for Morty and Gwendolyn's child.
I'm a father now. You know, it's time for me to be responsible. Isn't that right?
Don't name it.
Morty Jr.
Oh, crap, he named it.
But as usual, there's a few bumps along the way, and 5 Gazorpians get a hold of Summer.
Still think it's a good idea to go through holes without a wiener?
Remember, these guys gave Rick no choice but to kill them. Once again, it was Grandpa Rick who saved the day. That puts our kill count to 60. And we're not even done with the first season, guys. In the last episode of the season, Rick C-137 was framed by Evil Morty for the murder of 27 other Ricks and the kidnapping of their Mortys.
What? That's ridiculous. I'm obviously being set up.
Rick has to escape so he can find out who's really behind this, and while doing that, he kills 2 other Ricks. The second season kicked off with a parallel dimension problem. Rick messes with time, and Schleemy Pants shows up to arrest him.
You stole a time-freezing crystal from testicle monsters?
He kind of looks like it rhymed with an icicle. He's even got a couple of hairs here and there. Don't even get me started on his weapon of choice. He's armed with what looks like the weirdest gun I've ever seen.
This will turn your ass into a third trimester fetus from 30 yards.
Its name is Chris, and has a flaccid barrel. Chris wormed its way out of Rick's hand, only to get run over by a car. His stint as a free gun lasted mere seconds. Still, this was nothing next to what he did to these poor Grumpflammites. Rick was a killing machine in this episode. Probably could have been avoided if only Morty hadn't released Fart and killed Chrombopulus Michael.
You killed my best customer, but you saved a mind-reading fart.
I like this name, Fart.
Rick killed 1 Grumpflammite by cutting it in half, opening a portal in the middle of the guy, then 4 more were downed in a tidal wave and got sucked into a portal. As if there wasn't enough carnage for one day, he crashed his ship into 3 more while on the way out, because that's just how Rick rolls, or flies in this case. He then shoots down a gear police officer's vehicle and it crashes with the guy inside it. He then shoots down another 3 ships. That puts it to a total of 11 people in this episode and puts the kill count at 74. That was a wild ride, but the next one was just sad and kind of made me feel bad for Rick.
Maybe I just missed being with a collective.
In this one, Rick gets back together with his old flame Unity, the hive mind entity, and just like before, their relationship soon hits the wall.
I realize now that I'm attracted to you for the same reason I can't be with you. You can't change.
In a depressed, drunken stupor, he goes home and unfreezes a small creature that he'd kept frozen. He comforts the sad, screaming alien at first, a rare moment of softness which is so not like him. But then he puts it under the death ray and kills the poor thing. Yeah, that's more like Rick. He tries to use the ray on himself too, and it's really depressing to watch. At least it was fun when the memory parasites took over.
So we gotta keep an eye out for any zany, wacky characters that pop up.
Ooh-wee! Whatever you want, Rick. We're here to help.
Memory parasites take over the Smith household, and chaos ensues. Getting rid of them is not easy because they put fake memories of themselves in everyone's heads, and no one can tell who's real and who's a parasite.
So we can't trust any of our memories now? Nikki was the reason we found that old Nazi submarine. Did that not even happen?
Well, of course it happened.
Talk about info hazard. Rick sealed the entrance to stop them from getting out and spreading. It was actually Morty who cracked it. He figured out that the parasites only implanted pleasant memories of themselves. Whoever they could remember having bad times with was definitely real.
Figured it out, Rick. The parasites can only create pleasant memories. I know you're real because I have a ton of bad memories with you.
They multiplied like crazy, and Rick had to kill a lot of them. They took some interesting shapes. He first killed Uncle Steve, who was allegedly Jerry's cool brother that had been crashing at their place.
There's no such thing as an Uncle Steve. That is an alien parasite.
Then came Cousin Nicky, who looked like he came straight out of Goodfellas. Rick shot him too. By now, the parasites had been growing, and they were not exactly subtle about their appearances either.
Oh, shoot! Now look, it's like a Where's Waldo page. Can you find me?
The next ones were more obvious. He ordered Morty to off Penn Sylvester, and he himself killed Reverse Giraffe, Astronaut, Mr. Beauregard, and the family butler. And, of course, Ghosted a Jar.
Is something wrong, Beth?
Wait, but I...
And yet, somehow, Mr. Poopy Butthole was a real person. There were probably way more because their whole house was teeming with parasites, but only 7 confirmed hits that we actually saw. This brings our kill count to 82. Now for a musical episode.
Show me what you got!
In this episode, the Cromulons want a banger from Earth, as part of an intergalactic competition. And if they don't give them one, they will destroy the whole planet.
Disqualified!
Rick goes into the US government's headquarters with his portal gun and kills 2 officers. And no, they didn't turn into snakes, that's just one of Rick's parlor tricks.
Why didn't he turn into a snake?
Trade secret, Mr. President. Particle beam in a wristwatch, snake holster on the leg.
Anyways, Farrell, Billy Corgan, and Randy Newman all died in an earthquake at the Grammys, so I guess that leaves only Rick and Morty for the job. Of course. They pull it off with a little help from Ice-T, and the Cromulons are satisfied. Everyone was celebrating their win, but for some reason, General Nathan was pissed. Rick took care of him in an instant, disintegrating him with his watch just like the officers. That's another 3, putting our kill count to 85, but all of this is nothing compared to what Rick does next.
Huh, looks like something's wrong with the Microverse battery. We're gonna have to go inside.
Go inside what?
The battery, Morty.
Rick and Morty traveled inside his car battery when it stopped working. Rick had created a miniverse with intelligent life and taught them to generate electricity for themselves, and for Rick's spacecraft.
It's society. They work for each other, Morty. They pay each other. They buy houses. They get married and make children that replace them when they get too old to make power.
That just sounds like slavery with extra steps.
But a scientist amongst them, Zeep Zanflorp, did the exact same thing that Rick did, which is why Rick's battery wasn't working.
No. They work for each other in exchange for money, which they then...
Well, that just sounds like slavery with extra steps.
Rick hates what's going on and decides that he's going to make Zeep change his mind by making him meet a scientist who is also making a miniverse.
Somewhere on this planet, there's gotta be an arrogant scientist prick on the verge of Microverse technology.
The thinking being that when Zeep sees someone else do it, he'll realize it's bad and his people will go back to making their own power.
At which point, he'll realize what a hypocrite he's being. His people will go back to stomping on their Google boxes, and you and I will be on Ice Cream Street, baby!
Gotta hand it to Rick though, the mental gymnastics here are Olympic level. Hypocrisy thy name is Rick Sanchez. It gets even crazier. When they go into Zeep's miniverse, they do end up finding a scientist working on his own teenyverse, Kyle. But it's not as advanced as the other two's yet. Zeep takes the bait and stops raging at Kyle for how wrong this is, but mid-rant it dawns on him that Rick is the creator of his universe.
Oh, they won't be slaves. They'll work for each other and pay each other money.
That just sounds like slavery with extra steps.
Kyle also comes to the realization that these two are pretty much his gods. That's gotta suck. Kyle worked on his teenyverse day and night, even missing his dad's funeral.
You gotta hang on tight, because she bucks pretty hard. Oh boy, what? Oh my God, no!
He just kills himself. When they make it back to Kyle's lab, the two start fighting and eventually get back to Zeep's lab, where Rick throws Zeep's miniverse and destroys it.
Oh, you monster!
Whoa.
There were around, and bear with me, 7,376,624,044 people in the destroyed teenyverse, and Rick pretty much just killed them, bringing our kill count to 7,376,624,129, if I have not misspoke. It didn't take much. All you had to do was throw a container on the ground, but damn, that's a lot of people. Now for some school murders.
The universe is a little too big to care about something so small.
Rick transferred his consciousness to a much younger clone of himself so he could attend Morty and Summer's school to hunt down a vampire there.
They found her in the gym with like 2 holes in her neck and all the blood drained out of her.
Good lord, who does something like that?
Obviously a vampire.
Rick wasn't surprised at all when Summer talked about it. He knew all about vampires already. Everyone else was late to the party.
Vampires are real?
Yes, Summer, vampires are real. Who knew? Oh, right, all humanity for hundreds of years now.
Tiny Rick then kills Coach Ferratu, who was the vampire.
We got a tip it was in your locker. Yeah, now because the gym coach was a vampire, the school board is embarrassed and won't take it public. However, they can't have students killing teachers. I gotta expel you for this one, TR.
It definitely counts. It's still our Rick, just in a different body. At the end of the episode, he destroys Tiny Rick and 4 other clones of himself, meaning a total of 6 people in this episode.
Oh man, I gotta pick up your parents. They have been blowing me up. One less swing for the road.
I don't know why he killed his clones and Tiny Rick. It was kind of growing on me that this was completely avoidable. Not like his next victim.
Don't worry about Jerry, he's gonna be fine. You hear me, Jerry? You're gonna be fine.
Jerry was rushed to the hospital after swallowing some mutant bacteria. But then he spread bacteria to Dr. Glip-Glop, who was about to go rabid. Before he could, Rick used his particle watch on him and killed him. I totally get why he did it. It looked like he was a goner already, and Rick just did him a favor. Then there was the time Rick had to go on a killing spree just because Morty liked a girl. Rick went crazy on this one, and it all started with Morty's need to be a knight in shining armor.
Help me save that girl, or I'm telling Mom you brought me here.
You little turd.
Rick and Morty tried to help Arthricia, but she was actually deceiving them. She didn't need their help surviving. She actually needed their help killing the elites of her planet that were orchestrating the whole purge.
Wait, stop! Please don't kill me! I never intended to harm you, I swear! I am trying to end the festival!
Rick and Morty even donned special armor to help them, and Rick killed 27 Magdalians, not just the elites, but also the purging masses. Morty, as usual, followed in his grandpa's footsteps.
Jeez, wow, Morty, now you're getting into it. Never expected that out of you.
You know what they say? The apple never falls far from the murder tree. But there's more before season 2 ends. This episode was iconic and super eventful.
Weddings are basically funerals with cake. If I wanted to watch someone throw their life away, I'd hang out with Jerry all day.
After Rick reluctantly agrees to attend his best friend's wedding with Tammy, who was one of Summer's friends, shit hits the fan.
In a lot of ways, what I really am is a deep cover agent for the Galactic Federation, and you guys are a group of wanted criminals, and this entire building is, in a certain sense, surrounded.
Tammy reveals herself as a secret agent for the Galactic Federation, and the wedding descends into complete chaos. It was a fake wedding, a trick to bring all the wanted criminals together so the Federation could swoop in and arrest them. It's like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones, but with more federal, or I suppose, intergalactic police. Rick killed 8 Grumpflammites here.
Good thing I grabbed a space weapon.
That's a confetti gun, you idiot!
Now, on to season 3. After Rick was on the run from the Galactic Federation at the end of last season, he turned himself in so the rest of his family could return to Earth.
What are you in for?
Everything.
While he's in their custody, the Council of Rick sends a team of Ricks to kill C-137 so that the Federation doesn't get a hold of any of their secrets.
D99, you okay?
He kills the team. There were 9 Ricks in total, including Headband Rick, Eye Patch Rick, Cornrow Rick, and many others as well. He also killed 1 alien and 1 Grumpflammite. Another 40 Grumpflammites die when he transports the Citadel into the Galactic Federation's prison too.
He's a spy, blow him up. I'm gonna go take a shit.
And we're off to a strong start here in season 3. Rick and Morty travel to a world that looks suspiciously like the Mad Max wasteland.
Whoa, that was cool.
Rick injects a serum into Morty's arm that extracts muscle memory from body parts and was supposed to give Morty's arm combat skills.
Ow!
I'm working with a mixed bag here, so you may not have perfect coordination, Morty. Oh, hey!
I didn't do that!
Okay.
But it came with so much more, including the memories and personality of the person it was extracted from. They call him Armathy, and he had a score to settle from his past life, which Rick and Morty helped him to do.
Both gotta see our stuff through. I gotta deal with my parents' divorce, and you gotta, do what you gotta do. I love you. Ah, fuck.
Rick killed 2 Deathstalkers in this one, and then he and Morty got vengeance for Armathy.
Here. It's the least I can do. I owe you this much. See, Morty? Now we're both accountable.
They teamed up to kill Lord Henderfinger, the guy who ordered the death of Armathy's village and family. I must say though, he's got to be the most pathetic looking villain on the show.
Graze my genitals again, taint washer, and you'll be shipped to the wasteland.
Even I could beat this guy up. Be a piece of cake. Then came Pickle Rick. The memes wrote themselves with this episode, didn't they? Rick will do some crazy stuff to avoid talking about his feelings. And in this case, it's using his insane knowledge of science to turn himself into a pickle.
I turned myself into a pickle, Morty! Boom! Big reveal, I'm a pickle. What do you think about that?
And that's just one of the insane things he does in this episode. He had a field day here, and yes, just because he did it as a pickle doesn't make him any less guilty. First, he killed 3 cockroaches, then a rat to make himself an even better exoskeleton, and then went on a killing rampage against an army of rats. He killed a total of 21 of them. Just another work day in the life of an exterminator. After escaping the sewer and ending up in a Russian embassy, he killed a bunch of their agents.
This pickle doesn't care about your children. And I'm not gonna take their dreams. I'm gonna take their parents.
Then he exploded the entire building, adding at least another 20. His murder method in the next episode was way more unique.
We're being called to assemble by the Vindicators!
I refuse to answer a literal call to adventure, Morty. Let it go to voicemail.
The Vindicators called on Rick for help, and he didn't really want to go because he hates them and sees them as beneath him. No surprise there, that's true of pretty much everyone, actually. But then he ends up going at Morty's insistence.
I, Morty Smith, invoke my right to choose 1 in every 10 Rick and Morty adventures. Read them in week.
Fucking damn it.
Rather than helping him defeat World Ender, he got wasted, shat all over the place, and woke up in no condition to do any world saving.
Why don't you escort Mr. Sanchez to a more comfortable spot so that someone can clean up his diarrhea?
I've had some Mondays like that. It's okay, Rick. But before he passed out drunk, he set up a whole Jigsaw-style game for the Vindicators to figure out, and wrong answers would get them killed, full-on Saw style. All because he wanted to show them that they're not special.
Look, I'm a little more complex than you guys, and no offense, but I've always suspected that a lot of what you do in a year could be knocked out in a couple of hours.
I love Rick's pettiness. It's the one thing he does as well as science. In this madness, 2 Vindicators, Vance Maximus and Crocubot, were killed. Rick also killed around a dozen henchmen.
Ooh, real scared, real fucking on alert, high alert over here.
Then there was the time he tried to do something nice for Jerry.
Put some pants on! Never mind, there's no time for pants, Jerry. I'll make you a pair of pants on the way. It's a Rick and Jerry adventure!
Rick did a whole lot of killing in this one, but it was at the Immortality Field Resort. I'm sure you guys can figure out how that's relevant. Rick takes Jerry there to cheer him up. As soon as they arrive, Rick gets stabbed in the chest and then stabs his attacker in the neck.
Someone? Someone?
But as soon as they're revived, the 2 hug and laugh it off. He was Rick's old friend's Snoopy bloopers, but it was still a kill, as far as I'm concerned. Jerry meets Risotto Groupon, one of Rick's enemies. He convinces Jerry to take a ride with Rick on the Whirly Durly, a roller coaster that goes slightly outside of the Immortality Field so Risotto can kill Rick there.
I'm only asking you to go on a ride with Rick, get off the ride without Rick, and go home to your family, where you can wonder about having a vagina.
Okay.
Rick, of course, killed the guy he sent after him and then killed 2 more of his henchmen.
We had a deal, Jerry Smith.
It's a really common name.
Pissed off at Jerry, he lets a gibble snake swallow Jerry, but then rips it open and saves his easily swallowed son-in-law. I would have left the guy there. I mean, he just let an alien he's never met before talk him into killing his wife's father. Before the episode ended, he also killed Risotto. That's 7 people this episode. Now we get to see more of Rick's kills, but this time in retrospect. Morty realizes that Rick's extracted a lot of his unpleasant memories and stored them in vials over the years. He ends up remembering a lot of things Rick doesn't want him to, including how Rick killed Bebo, an alien from a planet the spacecraft crashed on.
Shit, we need to find shelter before the sun sets, Morty. Vinzenulon 9 has a night temperature of 300 below. We'll freeze, Morty. We'll be dead in seconds.
Long story short, it was a really cold planet, and Rick killed Bebo so he and Morty could go into its body for warmth, Tauntaun style a la Episode 5 from Star Wars.
This may smell bad, kid. Probably it'll keep you warm.
After doing so, Rick realized they were on a different planet than he thought, and there was no need to do that, because it wasn't actually that cold, and they would have been fine.
Wait, are we on Vincenulon 9 or Vincenulon 7?
I would definitely triple check something like that before I kill someone, but hey, that's just me. Rick also killed Warlord of Titan, an alien who kidnapped Beth, Summer, and Morty, saving the day again. Then there was that time Beth made a really bizarre discovery. Beth makes some harrowing discoveries in this one. When her childhood friend Tommy disappeared, Beth dealt with it by pretending he was in her imaginary world, Fruipyland.
When I was a kid, I just told myself that Tommy had gotten lost in the magical realm of Fruipyland.
Fruipyland?
My make-believe world. I know the name's stupid, but it was so real to me.
While she's laughing at how silly she used to be, Rick reveals that Fruipyland is, in fact, a real place.
I want to know if Tommy's still in there.
Relax, Beth. If he is, we'll find him.
Not only is Tommy still there, but he's had intercourse with some of the Fruipyland creatures, creating some weird children. Because what else can you do when you grow up all by yourself in a child's imaginary world?
Perhaps a demonstration is in order.
No, that is the last thing that is in order.
Poor Fruipy character. Leave him alone.
Rick kills 3 Fruipyland creatures, as well as Carmox, who, incidentally, was Kiara's last boyfriend before she got with Jerry.
Yo, Jerry, it's the Big R. I killed that alien that was coming after you. Looking out for you, buddy. Hey, Jerry, it's Rick. Don't be mad. I fucked your ex-girlfriend, Kiara.
But there were more when Rick decided to take on the President of the United States himself.
Here's the adventure. Some kind of alien Googa has infested the Kennedy sex tunnels. I want it hunted down and taken out.
Kennedy sex tunnels?
Rick is tired of being treated like some booty call exterminator by President Curtis, who only calls him to handle stuff which is honestly way below his skill set.
Let's set some boundaries with a spoiled control freak that thinks he runs the world and orders drone strikes to cope with his insecurity.
He also won't let Morty take a selfie with him.
Maybe then we could get a selfie?
Too busy, Morty.
So, when Rick is called on again, he blows it off and stays home with Morty.
As far as he knows, we're still in the tunnels.
When should we reveal we can see them? We're holding all the cards right now. We don't show any before the time is right.
Which the President can clearly see. I mean, of course he can. He's the President. Come on. After Rick and Morty broker a peace treaty with a miniature civilization, as well as Palestine and Israel on his behalf, just because they want to show him they're better than him, they go to the Oval Office.
Everybody relax. Just waiting for you in the only room you can't blow up or spy on.
Rick kills 17 security guards here without so much as lifting a finger, and refused to leave until Morty gets his selfie.
My grandson has worked hard for you, and I feel like he's earned a selfie.
Yep, that's a great reason to kill 17 people. To prove a point and be petty. Until Rick went on his next interdimensional trip.
Morty, would you please accompany me to Forbodulon Prime for death crystals?
Well, thank you for asking. Yes, I will do that.
Rick and Morty's adventure this time around was their pursuit of death crystals. Crystals that show you how you're going to die.
Do they kill you?
You're thinking of bullets, Morty. Death crystals show you how you're gonna die.
And Rick kills 3 crystal poachers in this one. When he's not killing, turns out Rick can be extremely petty, which we've said maybe a few times this episode, tends to be one of his major reasons to kill people. And honestly, he does not play around when it comes to pooping. This was probably the pettiest I've ever seen Rick be, and that's really saying something. After finding out that an alien named Tony has been pooping in his toilet, he warns him to stay away, getting extremely mad when Tony doesn't listen.
You're right, Tony. I'm done fighting. Time to be free.
Oh, wait, you're actually gonna... Oh, God!
I get it. It must have been annoying, but Rick just took things way too far. He went and told Tony it was okay for him to use the toilet, and then set up a simulation to taunt him while he did his business.
Just wanted to drop these off, and you tell him, the toilet's all his. He'll know what I mean.
Tony died.
But that never happened. Tony died before he could return to the toilet. In his madness, Rick killed 6 lizard people. He definitely regretted what he did to Tony, just as much as he must regret getting a dragon for Morty.
Dad, did you promise Morty a dragon?
Things get kind of crazy when Rick finally caves and gets Morty a dragon like he wanted.
You asked me to cut class and fight robots with you. I said no. You said millions of lives depend on it. I said I'll do it for a dragon. You said whatever. I want my dragon.
The dragon, Balthramore, turns out to be, well, a bit too friendly.
Oh yeah. What the fuck?
They had a soul bonding, if you know what I mean. Rick killed 11 orcs in this episode trying to find a way to break the soul bond between Morty and Balthramore. Morty found himself in another mess soon, and of course, it was Grandpa Rick to the rescue. With some murder.
There's snakes in space?
There's literally everything in space, Morty. Now get the fuck back in the car.
While in space, a snake astronaut bites Morty. Turns out there's a snake race, and that was their first contact with another species. The snake species is also pretty racist, and on the brink of a massive war.
How funny is that? Imagine being a racist snake. Hey, other snake, I hate you because you're the wrong color snake. Oh my god. You're not laughing? Oh, you're dying.
Morty feels bad and sends a random snake in the astronaut's suit to their planet, causing the snakes to develop time travel, because the random snake sent to their planet proved that there's a bigger threat outside of their own planet.
Gave them proof that there was something bigger and scarier to unite against, you little idiot.
They send waves of snake terminators to kill Morty, so Rick wipes them out. The kid's got a good heart, but he should probably stop making big decisions on his own. There are about 20 or so snake terminators. More alien deaths coming right up.
Holy shit. Oh,
What are these things?
do I look like I know? Last thing I remember, I was in a cave looking at some wet egg and... Oh, that probably did it.
Rick killed Steve and Bruce, his and Morty's facehuggers. They are parasitic glorzo.
Oh my god, I wish we could suck on each other.
I doubt they'll be missed. After being caught trying to escape the Glorzo Society, Rick blasts Morty's terrible harmonica playing on his ship's speaker to trigger the Glorzo's deaths. And it works! He kills 5 of the parasites in their way, and 77 more in their last escape fight. And we're not even halfway through all of the series and episodes yet. Rick does not like being double-crossed or underestimated. When 4 alien dealers tried to pull a fast one on him, he grew a third arm and killed them. Now for one of the most satisfying deaths on the show. When the Galactic Federation tries to capture Beth for crimes committed by Space Beth, it's once again Rick's job to be the hero. He not only kills 16 Grumpflammites, but he also gets to settle an old score. The one with Tammy.
Smart guns, whitelist human life. And the therapist.
When she storms Dr. Wong's office, Rick activates a hidden arsenal of guns that kill all the alien soldiers. Tammy escapes, but Rick catches up to her and finishes the job, after delivering one of the show's best bits of dialogue.
You made me go to a wedding. And you killed my best friend. I should have said that one first.
Now, for one of the show's worst rated episodes, Rick takes some horse sperm from Beth's clinic to create a weapon, but it wasn't horse sperm.
What's this thing in the middle of the room with the hole in the end?
That's a breeding mount. The nurses use it to collect reproductive material.
Morty had been using the horse sperm extractor for his own, let's say, pleasure?
Morty, you dirty little doggy.
Things go horribly wrong, and giant sperm monsters take over. Not knowing whose sperm the monsters are really from, Summer comes up with a plan to use one of her own enlarged eggs to bait and kill them.
What do sperm want? The same thing as a lumberjack in the morning or a fox at night.
Pants.
Eggs.
Pancakes.
Eggs!
Do I have to explain why this would be really, really messed up? Rick joins the fight to contain the disaster and stop Morty's sperm from reaching Summer's egg and birth a giant incest baby.
Wait, there's something big and it's coming right at you! Dear God, no, you can't be real.
It's uncomfortable, gross, and still hilarious. Also, doesn't this count as parasite? Rick killed 6 of them, his own great-grandchildren, of a sort. Yeah. Now for another appearance by the president himself.
I'll put your outer space ass in a goddamn phantom zone with a bar of kryptonite soap around your neck. You're done, Sanchez. You hear me?
When Rick and Morty find out the president's planning on stealing turkey DNA, Rick, as usual, comes up with a bizarre, far-fetched plan. They turn themselves into turkeys to sneak in, but the president has the same idea, and the next thing you know, there's mutant turkeys running wild in DC, a secret cabal of turkey soldiers, and Paul Revere's Ghost 2. I don't know why. Then the conflict turns into an over-the-top war, and in the chaos, Rick killed 4 soldiers and 11 gobblers. Until he helped a friend in need.
Bring him out.
Initiating best friend rejuvenation sequence.
Rick goes into Bird Person's head to revive him after he's been in a coma. He finds another version of himself, who isn't technically real and only exists in Bird Person's head, and teams up with him.
Young memory Rick and his all-too-real cautionary tale from the future. Let's catch ourselves a bird guy. Who would high-five that, you idealistic hipster douche?
In Bird Person's memories, he's being chased by a lot of Grumpflammites, and Rick has to kill like 20 of them to get ahead. The number was pumped up again when Rick and Morty had a short falling out.
I won't take your word for that, and I shouldn't have to, which is why I have sidekick rules. If you can't follow them...
I can be replaced. Yeah, so you keep telling me.
Rick loves taking Morty for granted. I wasn't surprised one bit when he decided to switch things up by firing Morty and replacing him with 2 crows. But when he's tired of them too, he dumps them on a planet of advanced crow aliens who don't like this and retaliates. I mean, yeah, you can't just go around dumping people on random planets. His ship gets pulled down by a tractor beam, and the crow people are trying to kill him.
I'm getting my ass kicked by this dumb fucking crow story. It's all gone tits up.
Huh, okay.
In his escape, he kills 7 crow people. Then our favorite duo walked into Evil Morty's office. This was a very happening episode for Rick.
It's the Crow Man!
He's having an anime protagonist phase with his 2 crow sidekicks. He kills Pacifier, a villain who just appeared, and 3 owl bandits. He soon tires of that and goes home.
Hot damn, hitting the ground running with a Citadel episode. See you later, masturbators.
Then he and Morty end up at the Citadel, where President Morty, aka Evil Morty, invites them over for dinner.
Fine, I could eat. But the second he reveals he's evil, we're gone.
When they go, President Morty questions Rick about the central finite curve, which makes Rick want to leave. But Evil Morty was prepared for that and didn't try to stop him.
Morty, when you came here for that serum, did you refill this gun?
Yeah.
He just hacked everyone's portal gun and set it to the blender dimension, meaning whoever tried to leave would die. In the struggle that ensues, Rick kills 2 other Ricks, 4 Grumpflammites, 3 aliens, and in a flashback, we see him kill another 83 Ricks. Damn. Rick makes Charles Manson look like a model citizen.
Oh shit.
Wait, what? What's happening?
Instead of resetting portal travel, I may have reset portal travelers. Too late to apologize.
Rick tries to send everyone back to their original dimension in this episode after portal fluid flooded the Citadel and caused large-scale destruction. Rick killed 1 alien with his spaceship in this one. At least the next guys deserved what they got. Rick and Morty go to Blips and Chits, an intergalactic game arcade.
There's an alien army shooting people. What am I doing?
It's a small group of alien terrorists. Just do a Die Hard.
While there, Morty's inside a virtual reality game and alien terrorists show up, so Rick kills 2 of them. Then there was the Panda Express visit that turned into an undercover operation being exposed.
What's your stupid 21st century watered down fortune cookie say, Dad?
You will have sex with your mother.
Rick, Morty, and Summer head to a Panda Express because Rick really wants a fortune cookie. But the branch they visit is actually linked with a secret shady underground operation.
Fortune cookies.
You're not here about our gang's citywide meth ring?
What? No, break the laws. They shouldn't exist anyway.
Yeah.
It's being run by the Fortune Cookie Mafia, a gang that's discovered that fortune cookies can change the course of reality. Okay, I want a fortune cookie now too, thanks. When Rick starts provoking the workers there, they try to warn him to behave, but of course, why would Rick ever do that? Things escalate when they go on the offensive. Rick fights back and kills 5 of them.
All friendships end, especially new ones.
Well, maybe that's a fate the 2 of us still control.
It's like Rick just attracts trouble wherever he goes, including his own house.
Not so fast, Sanchez. It is I, Cookie Magneto.
What the fuck?
For some reason, all kinds of goofy villains want to take Rick on. an annoying villain named Pissmaster shows up at the Smith house and begins hitting on Summer.
Whole family's here. Who's that redhead? Wouldn't mind spraying her with a golden shower.
Oh my god, what? Hey!
Okay, that's it.
Jerry gets so mad he beats the guy up.
Apologize to my daughter.
For what?
You know for what.
Sorry.
What kind of villain lets Jerry get the best of him? A really crappy one. Anyway, there's a few more villains where that came from. Rick kills Cookie Magneto, 40 squids, and an alien in this one.
Is that man dead?
Is everything in here confidential?
Everything but murder.
Then he's fine.
I'm a piece of garbage. Can you boost me up so I can hook my belt to the ceiling fan?
Rick was tired of having Mr. Poopy Butthole over, so he'd built a sentient robotic ghost to scare him off.
Unfinished business detected. Terminating body.
But then he kills Robo-Ghost. Now for the most unlikely alliance.
I'm gonna put my mind in your brain, and your mind in my brain. Then we'll see the real definition of waste, Jerry.
Rick and Jerry's minds were swapped while Morty gets kidnapped by Chuxley, a crime boss.
You big precious moron! Did you know the fuck? This is Morty, the kid who hangs with Rick Sanchez?
When they show up to save Morty, Chuxley tries to double-cross them, and we all know how much Rick hates that. So he and Jerry, still mind-swapped, kill Chuxley and 36 of his gangsters. Animal rights activists are going to hate this one. In this episode, we find out a big government secret.
In 1961, the CIA secretly relocated the Loch Ness monster to Lake Erie and replaced her bones with titanium.
Back in the 60s, the US government found the Loch Ness monster and buried her. But she's back and meaner than ever. And yes, the Loch Ness monster is a strong, independent woman. Or she was. Until Rick killed her too. But hey, at least the next one was for a good cause.
Rick, I gotta know, like, what's the secret ingredient? God, no, why? Why? No, why is it always this shit with you?
There's a planet where committing suicide leads to your organs turning into spaghetti. And it's a big business.
I understand your concerns, but look around. With what's coming in from intergalactic spaghetti trade, we've decreased our debt, are making a lot of money.
So much that the government has been spreading depression, so more people do it, and therefore there's more spaghetti.
They call that bridge the most scenic jump. There used to be safety rails. They melted them down for giant spaghetti strainers.
Which is really gross. Rick wants to shut it down, so he broadcasts Fred's tragic life story all across the planet so that everyone gives up the spaghetti.
Bon appetit.
The emotional gut punch did make everyone stop eating the stuff, but Fred was the sacrifice, and it was Rick's doing. Now for Rick's face-off with his biggest enemy.
What the fuck are you doing? Oh shit, Evil Morty! Should I grab the net?
Yes!
Rick and Morty, as well as Evil Morty, who's now on their side, finally track down Rick Prime's hideout.
Oh, the wife guy. Dead wife Rick. I'll tell you, this guy does not know when to quit.
Prime was ready. Guy set up a whole gladiator-style arena, and he's going to make all the Ricks he's captured fight each other to the death. Rick finally gets to have the moment he's longed for since Beth was a little girl, to make Prime pay for wiping Diane from every universe, but not before he delivers his iconic last words.
Admit it, you would have been me. I just walked into your garage before you walked into mine. But eventually, you did. You lived in my house.
Bloody hell. I don't think Rick's beat anyone up this bad with just his fists. Ever. I'm sure you're wondering, how has no one held Rick accountable? Well, they try in this next one.
I say we leave this thing in the street, deny any involvement, and just hope this blows over. Unless, of course, they play this exact clip on a screen in front of a jury with some kind of built-in bias.
Rick is finally being taken to court for all his crazy intergalactic shenanigans.
One of us tells only truths, the other only lies.
You ever fuck this guy's wife?
Yes. Well, how about that? He guessed right.
I forgive you.
His lawyer tries to prove his innocence by showing a clip of Rick and Morty going through a portal carrying body bags. In those bags are the bodies of Space Jam Rick and Space Jam Morty.
I killed the versions of us that were in Space Jam. Help me with the bodies.
Wow! How'd you do it, Rick?
It was easy, Morty. They welcomed death. They wanted out, Morty.
Why did he kill them? Apparently they were embarrassed of their own existence. Rick also killed 2 vampires in a flashback, as well as zombified Benjamin Franklin. This is just a tiny tip of the iceberg. They have no idea how much Rick has gotten up to. Even if he wanted to, Rick probably couldn't stop killing. Summer and Morty always need him in one way or another, like we saw in this next episode.
Christ, what a mess.
You need to fix this, Grandpa.
Morty gets fused to Summer's body through Rick's attribute slider, a device that you can use to turn down or up certain aspects of your personality, like intelligence. They turn into a weird Kuato-style parasite, and a Kuato trafficking ring run by Kevin then kidnaps Summer.
I make less than minimum wage and I got 5 kids!
Sorry, man. I guess I got really excited to beat someone up for information. Where'd you take her?
Rick, once again, has to save the day and goes through a bunch of the ring's henchmen to get her, killing 4 of them, as well as Kenneth Kuato's Kuato.
So I'll let you in on my true secret. Those last 3 guys were chumps. I'm the real top dog.
Oh shit.
Complicated one to say 5 times faster. Now, on to a stunning display of Rick's stubbornness. Rick is once again on the hunt for a free and limitless energy source because he clearly didn't learn his lesson the last time.
Oh, you monster!
This time he ends up at Valhalla.
Oh shit, I'm dead, Rick.
To protect his infinite energy relay, he convinces the Vikings there that he is in fact Odin, and bombs their mess hall, which traps 50 of them in a crater.
I told you I was Odin, you faithless heretics!
Well, that's one way to keep them away from the energy relay. The only other problem in his way was the Pope, who had also had Bigfoot in his arsenal and wanted infinite energy for himself. It's true, he caused a lot of destruction, but in the next one he does plenty of saving.
All intelligence indicates that needs to be a surprise.
Which is why we need to plan it carefully. Why don't we turn things over to our assassin, Beth Sanchez?
Space Beth is part of a plan by the Defiants to assassinate the Grumpflammite Queen, but they're taking forever to make her moves, so she goes in there on her own to take him out quickly, only to quickly realize she's bitten off way more than she can chew. And of course, she calls Rick for help. She and Rick find out a crazy scientist named Fantabulous killed the real queen and replaced her with a robot that'll release a fungus he created. The fungus was designed to turn them all into super buff ultra-flummulites.
Alright, should be pretty easy. We get in undetected, find the spore bomb, and portal it out of there. Step 1.
Rick and Space Beth disguise themselves as Grumpflammites and go in and stop the queen from releasing the fungus. Rick kills 12 Grumpflammites in battle, 4 more while trying to find a cure, and at least 15 Ultramflammites. He then bombs the place, killing Fantabulous and a bunch more Grumpflammites, at least 50, until Rick gets involved with the Easter Bunny. After Jerry hits the Easter Bunny with his car, he starts turning into the Easter Bunny himself, which sounds very serious, but...
We gotta wash these sheets.
How about one more go before they dry?
Beth doesn't seem to mind. Rick freezes him so his transformation stops, while he and Morty go and get the cure.
Come on, Morty, to the Alps! Let's Indiana Jones!
They arrive at a Wicker Man-style place and get a hold of a precious egg. Space Christians approach them and ask Rick about the Easter Rabbit.
He's clearly made contact with it.
My scan says you shit standing up. Says it gets on your legs.
Which leads to a fight in which Rick kills 9 Space Christians. And the count stands until Rick's search for hypercoal landed him in more trouble.
What do you think, Morty? A bunch of sleeping beauties? Wanna go tap on some glass?
That could be fun.
Rick and Morty hopped aboard a spaceship to steal some hypercoal, but ended up stuck there.
Oh boy, talk about a cryo crick in the neck.
Hope my Schwanz still works.
Rick is pretending to be little boy Jimmy, who aged too fast in a cryo chamber, and Morty is Chak Chow.
Aren't we all, like, super rich?
Jimmy has really nice parents who just want him to be happy. Rick loves being in this place, and has the time of his life as a little boy. He enjoys it a little too much, if you ask me.
Chaco, are you crazy?
Get back here! We'll be speaking to your manager! No, it's fine. Just jealous poor people.
In the meantime, Morty accidentally triggers an uprising of the Makeys, the working class people on the ship, and the Takeys, the rich people.
These two hacked the vault 30 minutes after you all started hypersleep.
So Jimmy's still alive? Fuck him! Where the hell is our money?
Both groups put aside their differences when they find out they've been robbed by the real Jimmy and Chak Chow, who go on a space race to get their money back, in which Rick kills 2 of the Takeys. And with all of that, we've got our final kill count. Yeah, if this guy ended up in jail for that, he'd be gone for a long-ass while. It's almost the same number of people on Earth right now. I guess murder is just another unpleasant reality when you're Rick Sanchez. And we are done with this video. Leave a comment down below and let me know which of Rick's kills really hit the spot for you and why. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, otherwise the Cromulums will destroy us. Or maybe Rick, just to add to that kill total a little more.